Go.
Ah, awesome. Okay, so first thing on our agenda tonight, guys, is of course probably the biggest news of the week: Team Dignitas folding. It did go down. I don't know when it was. Was it Monday or something? I just don't really remember. And it kind of just came out. They couldn't be bothered playing anymore, and they have decided to call it quits. I regret them doing that. They probably would have been one of the best teams coming into the new season. Their lineup was definitely strong as it could be, really, and destroying teams left, right, and centre. And apparently the other channel isn't linked, which is pretty awesome. Yes.
So we've just been talking to ourselves for.
Really?
Well,
Very fucking.
I yeah, take that back. Someone's just being an idiot. Yeah. Oh God.
We're the most
As per
gullible
usual.
podcast in TF2.
So, anybody want to give me their insights on Dignitas at all?
Reform
Sucks.
1 month. What? No,
So-
I honestly think we'll see a lot of the players again. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah, the standard just gonna come back in about a month and a half, like MVC does quite a lot, you know, just to troll him a little bit right there. Oh, I'm quitting TF2. See you at the next LAN event. Yep, that's right. I think that one of the major reasons why they folded, which obviously they did say, was Wassam not being there, but there are still lands like I-45 and I-46 coming up that I don't think Dignitas would have paid for them to go, in all honesty. With the amount of money it would have cost them to send a Finnish team to
And Longus.
I-46, yeah, and Longas, yeah, would have been in excess of £2,500, £3,000, something along those lines. I've not really done all the maths for it. And they're such a big worldwide organisation that they're probably thinking we're much better off putting our money into another StarCraft player, putting it into Bling, putting it into one of these players and get them much more ROI from that rather than ROI from TF2. But and then also they probably would have paid for them to go to Wassam because it's a local event. It's not very expensive for them. It's like a cheap ROI, but in actual fact, it's no longer there. So Dignitas are probably going umming and ahhing about whether
What's
they
the
want
point?
to pay for it. But like coming back to that, will Dignitas pick up another TF2 team? So like if they do, then that is the whole point is invalid completely because they will pick up another TF2 team to go to I-46. So we'll have to wait and see. I do hope they do pick up another TF2 team. They've always stood by our community for a long time with the old Relic lineup and then this current the current Dignitas lineup that just folded. So it would be a shame to see them go. So fingers crossed Odie comes along and picks up another team.
The current lineup, have they really been playing TF2 like, I don't know, like 10 hours PCWs a week for 2 lands a year? Like, really? Like, they can't. I mean, I'm sure they're a bit. Whoa, lag. I'm sure they're a bit miserable that the LAN got cancelled, but at the end of the day, I really find it difficult to believe that was the only thing keeping them here. I'm sure they're miserable now. They're like, oh, boo-hoo, the best thing about the game is gone. But once they get over that, they're gonna, like, there must have been, you know, many other reasons they were still playing the game, and I think once they get over this little emo period that their favorite event got cancelled, we'll probably see at least, I'd say 50%. Probably not Kynal, because he was pretty gone anyway, but Hazza is gone, and he's returned a lot of times, and the same with a lot of them.
I think it was quite a hash decision, just sort of like a bit of a, yeah, what's the point now? No lands, blah, blah, blah. Just sulking, basically.
Yeah, and they were playing quite a lot of TF2 in December. Like, we had, like, a week's worth of practice where nobody else was practicing apart from them, so we played them, like, for 4 hours a night sort of thing. Like, or not 4 hours, you know what I mean, 4 maps a night even against them. So they were pretty active. It's just a shame to see them go, and some of the players have decided that it's not worth it for them with the next LAN for them being so far away, I guess. Maybe, you know, when they're going, hang on a minute, if I join this team now, or make this team now, we can then go to this LAN and have a bit more fun. You know, to them and to a lot of people, like it's so much of the enjoyment I get out of TF2 is meeting everyone at LAN and having drinks. So it does add an extra bonus to what the game provides to me.
But do Dignitas, don't the org themselves get free tickets to iSeries? Like, they're not even paying money for like, what is that, like 600, almost 600 pounds of the land fee?
Yeah.
The org doesn't pay to begin with.
Because that's why they had that Dignitas mixed team at the previous LAN event, because the Finns funded themselves there, so they just provided them with computers and tickets. which cost them very little.
Well, the computers were sponsored PCs, and then because they have so much equipment, Dignitas equipment, they provide some of that to multiplayer as like prizes for various multiplayer tournaments and stuff. So they then, in return, get given tickets in this box for free or something along those lines. I'm not 100% how Dignitas works. Obviously, I'm not being a part of their org, and I haven't gone in depth with the guy that I know from the org. So, but the way that Infuse works is we pay for our tickets, but we get like the clan box area for free because of stuff with TT. So we'll have to wait and see whether they do that. Of course, the flights are still really expensive from Finland. If you're thinking tickets are free, there might be a team somewhere around that's a lot cheaper for them to get there. You know, then maybe I'd say maybe they would pick up a decent UK team if there was one that was just outside the top 10. Would they go that far? Would they go further away from top of Europe just for a LAN?
I don't think so.
Know.
I don't think they'd go that far away. Maybe Infuse the thinking of switching it up.
Oh, Infuse jumping ship, yeah.
No, but they're really the only kind of team. Like, if the Ice Series would be the focus for like any new Dignitas or like TF2 team, it would have to be Infused. And really, there's no one else at the moment. Maybe Deserto will keen it up, and they'll be the next Dignitas. Wouldn't that be nice to see?
Smoke your joints, mate. The old Infused lineup. Boom, get straight in there. New Dignitas.
To be fair, they got like 4 Ice Series under their belt. It's probably a good pitching point.
Yeah, definitely going up to them and saying, look, we won these.
And now they got rid of the loose ends that were holding them back.
Oh, of course. Cheers, man. All right. Well, talking about Infused, should we move over to Cookie officially joining the Infused lineup? Do you guys want to give your opinions on it first and then ask me questions about it? Or let's do that.
Your life just got easier.
Yeah, Infused finally have a good scout. It's really good news.
Someone said that to me, or someone, lots of people have said that to me. So
oh, really? I know, it's a good move, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was like, whenever Infused play Epsilon, the difference has always been the scouts. And Quad, let's be honest, has not been Quad pistoling very much lately. I've heard it's because he's had a 60 Hz monitor, but I don't know, he just hasn't been the same Quad that I knew like when he was playing with Epsilon, for example.
Yeah, he broke his 60 Hz a while in like the middle of the season or something like that. So
he
broke 120 Hz even, 60 Hz in the middle of the season.
Could Infuse not fish one up for him?
It's not really that kind of org.
No, not the kind that likes its team to be good.
So of course Quad has actually pretty much quit. I don't know whether he's going to come back in another team. It's basically he is a professional go-kart racer and gets sponsored by some company to enter every single race, and he has to enter every single race. And if he doesn't enter them, something goes wrong or something, and both of the I-Series fall on racing weekends, so he can't go to either I-45 or I-46, which is a real shame. But that's the way it goes, and now we have Cookie in the lineup, which is awesome. So that's pretty much the Infused. Oh, actually, I take that back. There has been some rumours flying around. CX, do you want to go into them?
Yeah, well, basically, in one late night double mix, we had a joke that Numlock was going to quit the game because he started up WoW again, like he did last time, and that Cadus or Ty were going to replace him. And obviously, we were just joking around, but a combination of people not quite listening or being stoned has led to this actually becoming a real rumour. And I've had several people PM me like, are Infused really picking up Cadus, etc.
It's true, they are.
Breaking news, guys.
No, I'm kidding.
So I've had a few people PMing me like, what's going on with the roster and stuff like that, saying, is Flisco going to leave? It's Numlock leaving for WoW? No, neither of them are going, guys. The only lineup change is Cookie in for Quad. That's it. And we can hear you smoking every time, Cadus, by the way, so...
I am not. But no, they can't hear it, can they?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I thought it was discreet.
Okay.
Anyway, carrying on.
Right. Yeah, let's carry on to the other rumour of the week. Was the Seacrass rumour. So, Zavi, do you want to go into all the details on the Seacrass rumour?
Yeah, so I don't know where it came from, but Leftism posted that they'd folded without any real proper sources of information, and then like more posted a few hours later saying no, we've definitely not folded. And apparently they've signed up to enter Excello whenever it is tomorrow. So
a week tomorrow for the invite. Tomorrow's the
tomorrow.
open.
Yeah, so they obviously can't be nat folded. Like, we already knew about the players, Tusay and Pave, leaving / being kicked.
Yeah, word has it on the Finnish street that they are doing something similar to what Infuse did when they kicked 4 players. That's what I heard anyway, so I think maybe there'll be more changes than just the 2 that would be obvious.
My money's on Honky when we had that conversation with whoever we did.
I think going back to the Dignitas comment about how the players will probably reappear, I wouldn't be surprised to see at least one of the leftovers make an appearance in Seacross in the near future. With my money on Azar or Hawks.
Alright, well I PM'd Moore and Zappis this week to find out their stance on it. Moore said nothing was changing other than the 2 previous comments, so the Parvy leaving and Tusay leaving, which they have now officially, I think, got Weirdo in. I'm not 100% on that official, but he's tagged up, so as far as that goes, from my point of view, that's official. I don't know if that's a good move for the team. Is there any other Finnish medic out there? I don't think there is, so unless you get Canelo Jackal back in, or Taimu, of course, because that's such a great move.
He's so popular in the Finnish community as well, so it'll be a perfect fit.
Isn't Weirdo a scout, I thought?
Nice.
Has he not been medicing for the all-star Finnish Highlander team?
I've seen him play once, about 2 years ago, and he main scout at that point. And I haven't actually seen him since then. But
okay, well, I'm gonna have to go with my gut instinct, which I'm pretty sure he's medicing for them.
All right.
And then they still need a demo man. So does that mean a possible re-emergence of Himsy now? They were trialing Bash before. Will Himsy maybe come back and fit into that lineup slot? We'd have to wait and see, really.
Matthew's been playing with that new Finnish mixed team, which I think was a LAN team, so that's probably dead in the water now as well. But he's been around playing again.
There's also the fact that why on earth would they take Matthew, to be honest? Like, I don't want to be that guy because DJC is gone, but someone really has to say that would be a really bad move for them to take Matthew.
Yeah, I agree. He's a little bit ragey from what I've experienced of him. But it's all good. So, of course, they are actually taking a break now till February, is what they told me. But they've entered the XLO Cup. I don't see whether they'll actually play or not. We'll have to hope and wait and see and hope for it, even. That's what I was trying to say. Because it would be awesome to have as many good teams as possible in that invite. And we'll come into that a bit later with who's invited, what the seeds are and stuff like that. We do have the inside information.
I'm very sorry. I'm a push-to-talk addict, and this is a very, very troubling time for me.
We've clearly got a more professional in the post-DJC era.
I've used push-to-talk for over a year, and I've come in for bad habits.
Anyway.
Yeah, so let's on that note, let's move on. Let's move off the team gossip news. There wasn't anything else that we had to discuss there. I'm sure someone will probably PM one of us going, oh my god, this guy's gone here. Yeah, if you do have any more info, just quickly PM us. We'll come into it later, probably.
I'm texting myself for a message from Hui.
IDK reform again, hey? Right, so we're going to move on to the cups that happened, or cups that happened and are happening. So, of course, last week we had the Foundry Cup. Pretty much just a fun cup, decided in there to make us practice Foundry and see if it's worth playing in officials. So me and Zavi kind of had our word on the map the other week, saying what we thought needed to be changed and that sort of thing. And we didn't, Cadus obviously wasn't here, so Cadus, you want to give your input on the map, having already played it and,
One.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll start by saying, in the ETF's World poll today, I voted for Foundry as my 6th map. It was the 6th one that I put down. All the other obvious choices came before it, but of what is a pretty bad bunch, I'd say it's standing out for me at the moment as the right choice for next season. The bugs need to be fixed. I'm quite annoyed at ETF World's decision to host that poll at a time when Foundry's not really in a league state, purely because of the bugs. And I think a lot of people won't vote for it because of that. But if I'm right in saying if Valve don't fix them, there will be a Foundry Pro, and so anyone who maybe wouldn't vote for Foundry because of those bugs shouldn't ignore them because they won't be there when a season arrives.
Kind of makes the poll invalid.
Yeah, on that note, I just want to quickly say, I've talked to someone about it, and they said that if I wrote a list of stuff that I wanted changed and bugs fixed on the map, they would attempt to fix them. So if people do have any, quirks with the map that they want to have looked at, if you just PM me, and I'll write a list and send it on, include UK. Do you want to go into what those little bugs are?
Well, there's the barrel bug. It doesn't happen on every server. I don't really know what causes it, but on some servers, you basically can go into the barrels at last, which sounds cool, but it's actually
final.
It's really annoying for attackers because obviously stuff's hidden in there, and if you get blasted into it, as I did many times in the Freight Cup, not the Freight Cup, the Foundry Cup, it's bloody irritating because your screen lags out and you pretty much are dead meat.
Can't see anything except for a massive barrel right in your face.
I personally think for a Foundry Pro, some of the sniper sight lines should be fixed. I don't think sniper is a bigger problem on the map as people make out, because it's the same with any new map ever. Classes like sniper and scout that aren't really dependent on team play so much as the other classes will excel because people aren't comfortable, they don't know what to expect, and sniper and scout are the key classes for owning people when you're not familiar with what you're doing. For example, though, from left, aiming from the garage onto 2, from the left door, you can see far more than you should be able to see.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to actually hold the point without a sniper, but I'm not convinced that just because a sniper is strong, a map shouldn't be allowed. For example, Freight, sniper was strong on it, but that was never really the reason that it got abandoned. I think the main reason on Freight was the last. It's not like sniping and sniper-friendly maps are taboo. I'm not just saying this because I find myself suddenly in a team with a 6 sniper, but I kind of like having a different strength for the map, like a different focus, like the sniper.
Yeah. Well, I completely agree with that. And there's something Xavi said to me, and I wasn't even holding my push to talk button down, so the people that are in IRC not IRC, Mumble didn't hear me. So I have an agree on that opinion with the sniper, but it's mostly, as Xavi said to me earlier in the week, the snipers are always going to know the sniping lines before anybody else, because until people get hit by the shot or play sniper themselves, they're not going to know where they need to keep their head in. So you're always going to have the sniper being ahead for the first month of the map, until people go, okay, I don't want to stand there, I want to keep my head in, sort of thing. Oh, the sniper's going to be there, let's pre-fire, let's spam it, sort of thing. That, once the map actually develops, it'll be a lot less predominant than what it is now. So I do totally agree with that. But as you say, second, something needs to be done about that left door. But because you can see to the far top left and to the far right, just from one place, like there is nowhere the defenders can sit really, unless they've got their own sniper to shoot that place. So
and there's no way to get to him if he's up there without literally having to go all balls deep with a soldier jumping all the way across the map just for a sniper pick.
Indeed. So any other gripes with the map, Cadus?
I'm not sure. It's really hard to say because even though we did play a cup, only the final felt like anything close to a Prem game, and even then it wasn't that close. But I'm not sure. The mid, I think it's workable, but the mid it's not the greatest mid I've ever seen. It really needs a lot more playing before you can comment on something like a mid. But it works, but I don't think it's like great. It's not the best part about the map for sure. I think if there is a Foundry Pro, maybe something to do with the mid could be looked at.
The one thing that I want to bring into it, because obviously I played in the cup working for a team, was it was a lot more enjoyable playing it in that, in a more official capacity rather than playing it in a double mix that you don't really care about. Scouts are just running, soldiers just bomb in. When you're playing it in a much more team style game, you play a lot, not retardedly, pretty much. And it makes the whole team play better because of it, and it makes you actually enjoy the game. Well, if you're playing one class, you're trying to play normally, and one of your teammates bombs in and dies, you're like, oh, okay, that's rubbish. I might as well do that as well myself from now on. So it means that you don't really get to test the map properly. But I think that the map got tested pretty thoroughly during the cup. I think from ETF2's point of view, it's probably one of the best cups they've had to check out maps. I don't know.
I think from the cup, there's enough to say that it should be in next season, but there's not enough to say confidently it will be a keeper. but I think the cup is probably the fact that it had how many teams, 80 teams signs up or something like that for a one night like map test cup. They don't normally see many numbers, so I think that's a pretty good indicator of its potential. But how that potential will unfold, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I do agree.
Another comment on it was actually the medkits. I think the medkits need changing pretty drastically.
They're annoying.
In garage, like you have a big kit on the gravel, you have a kit by the train, and then just outside of garage on 2, you have another medium kit.
Yeah.
So that's 3 kits within about a rocket jump away from each other. You know, it's just a bit over the top. Whereas there's other areas on the map that are just completely void of kits, but then have seemingly unlimited smalls, and there's way too many, and they're
They're the wrong size and in weird places.
You can tell that the packs are there for a public rather than for anything competitive.
Yeah,
and I do completely agree, because I've been in this situation where I've been behind them just dossing around sort of thing, just spawn camping players, and you just get to run around picking up health packs as a scout when you're behind them, just like in those 3 health packs that are so close together. There's nothing they can do about stopping you getting them. Like, they're just way too close. 1 is probably enough, not yet alone 3. So. Anyway, I think we've exhausted Foundry, to be honest. I think it was definitely a good cup from ETF2 point of view. And congratulations to Yo-Yo Tech and Cadis's first competitive games with the Yo-Yo Tech team. Yeah, congratulations, man.
Well played, Twick.
So, yeah, and congratulations to Carnage coming second. And who came third? I'm not 100% on that. Was it ISIS?
It was joint third between ISIS and whoever.
Elemental Violence.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. So let's move on to our next topic, which is, of course, the Exelo Cup, the other cup that's coming up this week. And tomorrow is just going to be the Open. It's being casted by Vanilla TV. Myself and Sal will be casting it, so please do tune in. Haven't actually had a chance to look at what the teams are like, whether there's real good seedings in the Open Cup at all, but I thought we'd definitely be worth touching on the invite now, and for the teams that are already in it, the seedings that they're going to do, because of the last cup they did, or the last cup that's hosted by the same sort of admins, and I say same sort of, the Esports Heaven guys have a few people that are in the XLO and stuff like that. It just seemed to be like seedings for these cups seem to be very very all the time. So this one I feel they've actually got pretty correct. So if I actually pull up the link, which I have now closed. Have you got it open? Do you want to read them out?
IRC, right? Yeah. If you're looking at the link now, it's the ELO rating, which is going to be the actual seeding. So seeded first, Epsilon, followed by Infused, then Crack Clan, then Relic, then Seacrass, then Broda, then Yo-Yo Tech, which is pretty much spot on. It's hard to argue with any of those seedings, except maybe Seacrash/Relic.
Indeed, so I do think that's probably a much better seedings. For once, we will not meet Epsilon in a semi-final of a cup. I think that's a first for Infused. In all these cups we've ever played, we always meet Epsilon in the semi-finals, which always meant that we were seeded 4th somehow. Yeah, how nice, eh?
So you get 30 minutes more of game.
You don't sound bitter at all about that, Greg.
No, not at all. How do you feel, Cadis? You're going to be coming up against us first in the first round, looking to prove yourselves?
Well, I make no promises actually about my personal appearance. I think Yo-Yo Tech will be there with or without me, but that's a very hectic period for me that it's being played in, university-wise, so I'm looking forward to watching it for sure, but if I'm there, then it'll be fun, and if I'm not, then I hope they